guys, I'm here with Zach Grossman, the writer, director, and actor in Men of Horror. Say hi, Zach.
Hey, how are you?
What was your inspiration for writing Men of Horror?
Oh God, do we have time for that?
Yes, we do.
Okay. I was just explaining this to Andy the other day. Something in my mouth. I'm so sorry. There's like a piece of something in my mouth. Alright, great, I'm good. Actually, a while ago, I had written a lot of genres of movies. Haven't shot any of them, but I was thinking which one I wanted to do next, and I really wanted to do a horror one, and I was so used to writing the supernatural genres, stuff like that. I wanted to do a more of a serial killer type thing.
Dexter.
It's a good show. That thing was still in my mouth. Alright, great. Basically, I started writing a typical script about a serial killer, and I just got so caught up in wanting to make it original that I remember it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was still crumbling up papers, throwing stuff all over the place, like pieces of papers. I had like 5,000 ideas. My room was filled with paper. I was just trying to come up with ideas, and originally it was like 1 in the morning, and I was still trying to come up with an original idea, and it was just crazy. By the morning, I felt like I was completely insane. It was horrible, and you know, I thought like, this is gonna sound so cheesy. I was like, God, I'd kill for inspiration, and then I was like, no, and then it came to me. I was like, what if there was a story about a person who kills for inspiration? And next thing you know, I'm coming up with Men of Horror, and I think two people who are brothers and very connected, and they want to write an original piece of horror, and they go so far as to put themselves into the mindsets of insane people and start killing for inspiration, along with the subplot of them making their movie so people can clearly relate. And I thought that was very important to do, so people could relate to it.
So, I really like how you got your idea. It's very ironic, honestly. But can you tell us a little bit about the script and like what's it about?
Yeah, of course. This script is about two stepbrothers named Stefan and Jimmy. Basically, Stefan is a little younger than Jimmy. They're stepbrothers, and they're obsessed with the genre of horror. They are completely in love with it. And one day, they sign up for their friend Ralph's horror movie. And when they start acting it, they realize this is just blood and gore and nothing else. And that's what every single horror movie is nowadays. And not many people like it, because it's typical. It's what horror movies are. And so you get these two brothers who want to start the new era of young horror filmmakers, and they would like to become the next people to take over and write original things for Hollywood. And so they decide to make their own horror movie. And basically, once they realize that it is way harder than they thought to write a good original piece of horror, they decide to get into their characters, do their research, and put themselves into the mindsets of insane people in order to write like a madman. And they end up trying to find inspiration, and they end up killing. And they find for every person they kill, there's more and more inspiration in their head. And that's basically how it is.
You know, they say to write an insane piece, you have to be insane yourself.
That's what I've been told. I actually had someone that... I had one of my sister's friends read the script. He was like, I want to see something you've done. I sent him the script. He came up to me, and he says, dude. And I was like, what? And he was like, you are so fucked up. And I was like, what did I do? And he's like, you cannot be sane and write this script. And I was like, well, then I thought about it. Maybe I'm not completely sane. But, you know.
That would have been nice to know freshman there.
Would it have been?
If any of you guys didn't know, I went to school with this one freshman year.
Hello.
An interesting relationship with him.
I wasn't as insane freshman year, though. Not as insane. Definitely got more insane through the years.
Little Abercrombie bottle. Wannabe. But, you know, he's improved and disimproved at the same time.
Excuse me.
Well, do you have like any heroes or anybody who really like pushed you towards where you want to be or where you are today?
I have a few. Ironic enough, I'm going to start with the first one, which is ironic as hell. J.J. Abrams.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember, one of the...
Which is in your script that
yes,
I read before.
Yes. In one of the first scenes in Men of Horror, there is a scene where Andy's character, Ralph, says that J.J. Abrams basically keeps under wraps the plot from the audience, and the character calls him J.J. Adams instead of J.J. Abrams to prove how little Ralph knows about anything. Mm-hmm. Anyway, J.J. Abrams, I am in love with his style of doing things. It's great. Steven Spielberg, of course, he's always been a huge inspiration on me. I've always loved his way of doing things. He was my first hero when I was little. I loved E.T. and all the stuff that he's done. That was the first one I saw by him. And then getting more into the horror one, we get very into Wes Craven, who made the original Nightmare on Elm Street, some other things, but he was the first horror filmmaker that I really watched. It was Wes Craven. And his way of scaring the audience and his direction was just amazing. I always loved it. I'm trying to think if there are any other horror directors that I can think of off the top of my head that I really, really enjoy. I can't remember what the director's name is, but there was a movie that came out recently called It Follows. And it was phenomenal. The way it was directed was great. I just really need to know who the director was. I completely forgot the name. So yeah, those are some of my heroes in that sense.
Well, that's interesting. Now...
Yeah, ask away with questions. I'm great. I love answering questions.
What's your favorite color?
Oh, no, it's not my favorite color. What's that? Orange. I was not going to say orange. No, I really like red. Oh, wow, I am insane. Oh.
Alright, couple more questions. How did you end up picking the cast and crew for this movie? What was your process?
Okay, here we go. First things first. A lot of this cast is recycled from a project that never ended up getting finished. I don't have the time to talk about this story right here, but I will. Basically, I had a project called The Studio. It was a supernatural drama series that I was working on. I shot a scene on campus that ended up being called inappropriate, and all of our footage got confiscated by our school founder. So I couldn't work on that anymore. It was a disaster, and it was the worst thing I've ever encountered in my life. But a lot of those same cast has been used in this because they showed me their abilities and how well they can carry on a scene and acting. And, you know, a lot of these people are my friends, but they're also just amazing actors and actresses, and if I had it any different, I wouldn't, I don't know what I would do, because I like every person I chose for this as the part they are.
Especially me.
Especially you, because you're fabulous.
Fabulous!
But the hardest part about choosing a character, though, was Jimmy. Mm-hmm. We had about 4 different Jimmys.
Really?
There were about 4.
What made
I'm not going to say the names due to the fact that those people may feel bad. If they watch this video, they'll be like, yeah, that was my part originally. I turned it up.
How'd you come up with making this certain person the real Jimmy?
Well, the first person was almost final. We thought he was. He was in it for months. And then he basically started ignoring my phone calls and texts. And I was like, listen, I need you to answer my stuff. Otherwise you can't be in the movie. And then that's when he finally answered me. He was like, oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. I guess you just have to fire me. And I was like, yeah, okay, cool. So that was that. Second one was a guy named Matt, who actually plays Danny in this now, which is my other little brother. He was going to play it, but it turned out he was way too busy over the summer. And then I actually made an announcement on a page called Florida Film, TV, and Extras. And I posted that I needed the part of Stefan. Wow, no, that's my part. I posted that I need the part of Jimmy. I got like 20 replies. I got so many people wanting to be it. They sent me auditions and videos and stuff like that. And there was clearly a certain process in my head. And suddenly Julian, who's one of my best friends, comes up to me and he says, I kind of wanted to play the part of Jimmy. And I said to him, well, I mean, you have to show me you can do it first. I know you're my best friend, but I can't just give you the part. And so he came up to me, he took out his laptop, told me to send him the script, I did, and he went through a whole read-through of the whole script with me, all 98 pages. And he said, I have what it takes to be in this. And so he showed me that I had what it takes, he showed me his emotion, his heart, and how well he could pull it off. And I told all the people that texted me or emailed me with audition videos, I was like, we found our guy. And so I used Julian, and that is not a bad choice at all. I think the way he's portraying it is just what I envisioned, and I'm very happy about that.
Well, that's great. Now, one last question before we conclude this video. What is your plans for this full-length movie, your first full-length movie you're putting out? Do you want to put it in a film festival?
I was thinking, right after I put it on my computer, putting it in the trash bin and said, that was a really nice test movie, guys. Now let's get on to the real thing.
I mean, it's a possibility, but what are you actually planning on doing?
Yeah, really. There is a guy out in Hollywood that I know. His name is Joey. He's a great guy, great writer. He's been doing writing up in California for years now. He took a look at my script and he enjoyed it. And he straight up told me, if this movie turns out well, to send it to him and he could see what he could do with it over in California. He could see if he could send it to some people, get some people to look at it, get us recognized. And if that's the case, that would be amazing. Getting recognition. As I'm gonna say what one of my characters says in this movie, and this isn't directly what he says, but he says something along the lines that he doesn't care about money or getting famous or rich or recognized, but he cares about providing entertainment for the people, because he thinks the people deserve entertainment. If you don't mind me getting into a tiny bit of history here, a long time ago there was, entertainment, like television, was the only way people could escape from reality. Like when there were wars going on, like World War II, and when television started and all that, and you got movie theaters, and that was people's way of escaping from reality and going to a whole different world and getting their mind off things by seeing entertainment and movies. And when I read that a long, long time ago, I was like, that just sounds amazing. I think it's great that people can get their minds off of real life situations just for a little bit, and going to see, other people's portrayed lives. And so that's a lot of what my character does in this too. But basically, my point of saying that was, I don't want to just be recognized or make money or anything like that. I really want to be able to provide good quality entertainment for anyone who watches this. I want it to be original. I want it to be what the people want to see. And if it makes its way out to California with this guy, and that's great, and I hope people can see it and love it. I'm also planning on sending it to a film festival. I don't know which one yet. I've seen a lot of short film festivals. This one's a full hour and 45 minutes. So I have to see which film festivals actually take like full-length 2-hour ones. I'm going to put it on YouTube when it's done. And then I'm going to sell a DVD that has behind the scenes,
compliments of me.
an extended version with a gag reel and deleted scenes, stuff like that. and so then you could see some of the best outtakes we had. And you know, from there on, I'm not quite sure what we're gonna do, but if there's anything else that I know we want to do with it, then we will.
All right, well that sounds great. Let's wrap this interview up. Guys, this is Zach Grossman once again, the writer, director, and actor.
Did I ever state who I play? I mean, you said I was an actor, but...
Alright, let's go back a little bit before we conclude.
And then we can cut. Make it seem like you're in the beginning again. I'm kidding. Alright, I'm Zach Grossman, and I play Stefan Murdoch in this movie, one of the two brothers who is obsessed with the genre of horror. And,
now we can conclude?
yes, Men of Horror coming probably around December, January time. If we can get it out earlier, that'd be great, but, I mean, we can try our best. Alright, that concludes!
Bye, guys!
Okay, you were at the camera.
You can look at the camera first and
cool,
I'll look
cool.
at you. Hi, guys, I'm
Really? Because when I dated you, your name was just Preston, not Preston. That's what I remember, at least.